viewers. So today we will study the photochemical equilibrium under the photochemistry. Okay. Most of the photochemical reactions, they are reversible in nature. Most of the photochemical reactions, they are reversible in nature. It means suppose A is the reactant. If A is converted into B, which is the product, okay, so this is the reaction, photochemical reaction, when A is converted into the B. And most of the photochemical reactions are reversible. Reversible means B is again converted back into the reactants A. Okay. So there is a possibility of reactant is converted into products and products are converted back into the reactants. Okay. So in the photochemical reactions which are reversible in nature, mostly जो forward reaction है, that is always occurs in the presence of light. You can say forward reaction is always photochemical reaction which occurs always in the presence of light. But the backward reaction जो है, backward reaction has two possibilities. Backward reaction can also occur in the presence of light, or you can say in the backward reaction light can be emitted, ठीक है, or the backward reaction can be thermal reaction. So the backward reaction is of two types. It depends upon the type of reaction, which type of the photochemical reaction is. So for depending upon the type of reaction, the backward reaction can be photochemical reaction or it can be a thermal reaction. In the thermal reaction depends upon temperature and heat is evolved or heat is required for the thermal reactions. Okay. So there are two possibilities. First is that A changes to B. This is a forward reaction is in the presence of light, and the backward reaction, first possibility is backward reaction is also a photochemical reaction and light is required in this reaction. Second possibility is A changes to B. Forward reaction is photochemical reaction but backward reaction is a thermal reaction. ठीक है. So photochemical reactions जो है, they are no doubt reversible in nature, but in the reversible reactions forward reaction is always photochemical reaction and the backward reaction can be either photochemical or thermal reaction. It depends upon the type of reaction which we are studying. Okay. So when the reversible reaction that takes place, what happens? A point is reached where you can say rate of forward reaction that becomes equals to the rate of backward reaction. Okay, so this is the point where rate of forward reaction is equals to rate of the backward reaction. That point, or you can say that stage of the photochemical reaction, when that stage is reached in the reversible reactions, then that state or that stage is actually known as equilibrium state. So the equilibrium is reached in the photochemical reaction when the rate of forward reaction becomes equals to the rate of backward reaction in the reversible reactions. So when the equilibrium state is reached, so this state is in the photochemical reactions, this state is known as photochemical equilibrium, or you can say photostationary state. This equilibrium state is actually known as photochemical equilibrium or photostationary state in the photochemical reactions. Let's take some examples of photochemical reactions where such kind of equilibrium is attained. Decomposition of sulfur trioxide. The reaction of decomposition of sulfur trioxide in the presence of light, that is actually a reversible reaction, and the product is sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. In this decomposition of sulfur trioxide, the backward reaction is also a photochemical reaction. Second reaction is dimerization of anthracene. Dimerization of anthracene means two molecules of anthracene, they combine in the presence of light. This is a photochemical reaction. And dimerization, that means C28H20. This dimer is formed of the anthracene, and the backward reaction of this reaction is actually thermal reaction. So these are the two examples of photochemical reactions where the equilibrium state is attained, and in the first example the backward reaction is photochemical reaction, and in the second example the backward reaction is a thermal reaction. Now let us suppose that A reactant, that is changes to B product, and the forward reaction is a photochemical reaction and the backward reaction is a thermal reaction. Just suppose that A molecule जो है it absorbs a particular amount of radiations. Suppose the radiations have intensity I absorbed. I absorbed is the intensity of the radiations which A molecule, A reactant absorbs, and it changes to the B reactant, B product. In that case, the rate of forward reaction, that is directly proportional to the intensity of light absorbed by the molecule. Okay, so in the forward direction, just suppose K1 is the rate of the forward reaction and K2 is the rate of the backward reaction. Since rate of the forward reaction is actually directly proportional to the intensity of light absorbed, and intensity of light absorbed is actually K1 into I absorbed. Here K1 is the proportionality constant. You can say that when you we shift this proportionality sign to the equality sign, we are introducing a new constant K1, which is known as here proportionality constant, and you can also say that it is a rate constant for the forward reaction. Okay, and the rate of backward reaction of this reaction, backward reaction, that is directly proportional to the concentration of B. Since the backward reaction is a thermal reaction, and thermal reactions जो है they are actually following the chemical kinetics rule, and in the chemical kinetics in the thermal reactions the rate of a reaction it depends upon the concentration of reactants. But in case of the photochemical reactions, rate of the reaction जो है it depends upon the intensity of light which is absorbed by the molecule. So that's why in the rate of forward reaction we have taken directly proportional to the rate is directly proportional to the intensity of light absorbed. But in case of the backward reaction, which is a thermal reaction, rate depends upon the concentration of the B, because B acts as a reactant for the backward reaction. Okay, so it means कि rate of backward reaction that is equals to K2 into B. Okay, K2 here is the proportionality constant for the backward reaction, or you can say the rate constant for the backward reaction. Okay, so when equilibrium point is reached, okay, at the equilibrium state what happens, rate of forward reaction that is equals to the rate of backward reaction. Okay, so rate of forward reaction is actually K1 I absorbed, and rate of the backward reaction is K2 into concentration of B. So you can easily find K2 divided by K1, which is equals to intensity of light absorbed divided by concentration B. Let us take this K2 divided by K1, that is another constant K, which is equals to I absorbed by B. Okay, this K जो है that is actually known as photochemical equilibrium constant. This is known as photochemical equilibrium constant. Okay, and K is actually given by K2 divided by K1. It means the photochemical equilibrium constant K, from this expression photochemical equilibrium constant, it depends upon the intensity of light being absorbed by the molecule. ठीक है. So K is directly proportional to the intensity of light absorbed by the molecule. So if we increase the intensity of light, photochemical equilibrium constant increases, and if we decrease the intensity of light, the photochemical equilibrium constant it decreases, because there is a direct relation between the equilibrium constant and intensity of light being absorbed. Okay, so this is all about the photochemical equilibrium. The next topic is flash photolysis. What is flash photolysis? In the photochemical reactions, in simple photochemical reactions, the intensity of light which we are using for the photochemical reactions, the intensity of light is slow. जो radiations we are using for the photochemical reactions, that radiations have low intensity. ठीक है. Since जो photochemical reaction है, it depends upon the intensity of light. A reactant it absorbs some particular intensity of light and it is shifted to the excited state. ठीक है. Since if the intensity of light is low, what happens? Small number of reactant molecules they are excited. ठीक है. It means ultimately when we are using the low intensity light, we are getting low number of excited molecules. ठीक है. Excited molecules can be simple atoms of the reactants or they can be the free radicals. Okay, you can say when the intense light falls on the reactant, we are getting the intermediates. Okay, so when we are using the low intensity of light, we are getting the small number of intermediates, and when we are getting small number of intermediates, ultimately the product जो होएगा that is also in the small quantity. We will get small amount of the product when we are using the low intensity of light. ठीक है. But when we are using high intensity of light, what happens? When we are using high intensity of light, large number of intermediates are formed in that case. Okay. And large number of intermediates ultimately leads to the large amount of product formed. Okay. So in the most of the reactions, or you can say in the simple reactions, we are using the low intensity of light. But in case of the flash photolysis, flash means we are simply striking a flash of light. You can say a flash of light of very high energy. Very high energy. It means intensity of that light is very high. We are striking a flash of light of very high energy. Suppose the energy is up to 10 to the power 5 joule. This much amount of energy we are striking in the form of a flash on the chemical reaction for a very small time period. For very small time. Okay. So when we are using high energy, high intensity, we are getting the large number of intermediates and ultimately we are getting the large amount of product. And that's why in case of flash photolysis, we are getting the large amount of product as compared to the ordinary simple reactions, photochemical reactions, where we are using the low intensity of light. Flash photolysis means we are striking a flash of light for a very small period of time, but the intensity of light which we are using is very, very high energy. Okay. And the amount of the intermediates which are formed, formed in the flash photolysis, that amount of the intermediates can be easily determined using a spectroscopy which is known as absorption spectroscopy. Using the absorption spectroscopy, we can easily measure the amount of the intermediates which are formed during the reaction. Okay. So the simplest case of the flash photolysis reaction is simplest example of the flash photolysis reaction is the combination of chlorine and oxygen. What happens in the mixture of chlorine and oxygen? When a flash of light of high intensity that strikes on this mixture, chlorine is excited to Cl free nascent chlorine atoms, and oxygen, that is changes to the two oxygen molecules, two oxygen atoms in the excited state. Then chlorine in the nascent state, it reacts with the oxygen radical, and there is a formation of ClO free radical. There is another possibility that this ClO chlorine, it reacts with the excited state of oxygen, and ClO free radicals, they are formed. Okay. Another possibility is chlorine atom, it reacts with the oxygen molecule, and there is a formation of this kind of the free radical which reacts with the chlorine in two ways. In the first reaction, chlorine and oxygen gas as such is produced, or in the second reaction there is a formation of two molecules of ClO free radical. So for this type of the reaction, rate of reaction जो है that is actually equals to the minus d change in free radical ClO with time, which is equals to, actually this is equals to the ClO free radical whole square. Okay. So it means the rate of the photolysis reaction, rate of flash photolysis for this reaction, that is actually a second order. Okay, you can say the chemical kinetics involves the second order kinetics of the combination of chlorine and oxygen in the flash photolysis reaction.